almost everything in Abbotsford, am I right? Yeah. I get it. Langley.
Yeah.
No? Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm trying to remember. I've been carpooling back and forth, so I'm trying to hit all the spots. This is actually my 5th time here. I happen to like this neck of the woods. Yeah. Y'all are almost as friendly, almost, as a southerner. You know? But I've been downtown enjoying your beautiful city, and for you that were here yesterday, it was kind of funny. They were telling me about the seawall, right? So I'm a runner. And last year it was beautiful. It was like 45 this time last year. Yeah, y'all switched it up on me. Y'all got winter here. So anyway, I decided to go for a run. Now I'm staying up on Robinson Street I'm staying on that side of downtown. So it takes a while to get to the seawall from there, right? So I have to go through. I get down there, I get running along the river, running those beautiful sailboats, incredible condos, and I go around and I go over on the other side to that beautiful park. I'm rolling. I thought that the seawall was a circle. So I thought if I started here, it would loop me back around by that big golf ball looking arena thing y'all have downtown. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm just gonna run around the water and come back into the city. Oh, hell no. Oh my God, I ran, and it's a beautiful day, and I'm just going, and I finally stop and think, okay, where am I going? Because I keep going out and turning a little bit, not a loop. I look back, and the towers and the high-rises downtown from where I was is a stop. I'm like, how far have I gone? It's a beautiful day, I wasn't running fast, and I openly have to admit, I walked half the way back. I could not. I had gone out like 8 miles or something. I'm like, I kept looking to loop back. Well, it doesn't loop back around. All right, I want to thank everybody for making our show so popular. We've been on hiatus for a year. We're supposed to start filming again in the next 2 weeks, next 2 months rather. I've been working on a few other projects. There's a new show I'm working on called A New You with Monte, Durham. And what that is, so be sure to check out the page, A New You with MonteDurham.com. Go over there, tell us what you would like to see. We're in the founding stages of this. We've done some voiceovers. And what its purpose is to truly, people that are going through life changes. So you're widowed, you're divorced, you've been out of work for a while, we're gonna get you back up, get you dressed, get you feeling good about yourself and getting you back out there. So it's not about age, it's not about that, it's about life experiences. Maybe you've taken a toll on you a little bit, we're gonna get you back out there in the game. So be sure to go over and check it out. Please write what you would like to hear, or if you see somebody that you know that could use this little shot in the arm, let us know. It is a global event. We will be traveling around once we get it up and running. So I'm excited about that. Also, I don't know if I can tell this, but I was told not to tell it, so
do it anyway.
Yeah, what the hell, right? It's going to be released eventually, I guess, if we get all the paperwork done. Of all things, I'm going to New York in a couple weeks to work on which may come to fruition, we'll see, a QVC deal. So, oh my God, I'm going to be hawking my wares like Joan Rivers. I'll be the next Joan Rivers. So that's going to be interesting. It's not solid. It's pretty strong, but it's not solid. So I'll keep you posted on that. That's going to be interesting to me. When you get attorneys involved, it does take a little difference. And we've got New York, LA, and Chicago all trying to figure out what we're doing. Some great news is that Lori, my co-partner, we are not sisters and brothers. We are just best friends. Is cancer-free for 3 years. Isn't that great? Thank you. Yeah, so, and she's just mean and bitchy as ever. So, nothing changed there. We have been busy with her grandchildren. She has 2 granddaughters that are my goddaughters. So, we were talking about this the other day, the christening gown for my goddaughter. Lori sends a photo to me a couple years ago when we were christening Caroline before Charlotte. Now, Lori's daughter was very clever, because in the South, everything, we have monograms on everything. I mean, honey, we'll just put a monogram on anything you give us. So, the first granddaughter is Caroline Jean, a family name, and then we have Charlotte Jo. So they all have the exact same monogram, so she can wear the same dresses, so we can pass them down. So everybody has the same monogram on the dresses, so we're clever about that. But Lori sent me a photo of a christening gown, because she didn't have one in the family. And I go, if you actually think I'm gonna let my goddaughter wear that piece of limp lace that you sent over here, you've lost your mind. It ain't happening. So I go, I get a custom christening gown made, 48 inches long. I called the designer to get the lace from Molly, Lori's daughter, from her wedding gown, have a 6-inch border put on the bottom of the gown. I have the surname, which is an S, 8 inches in the middle of the skirt, embroidered. I take lace from Lori's wedding gown and Lori's mother's wedding gown, and we make a yoke for the baby's dress. And it has a bonnet. Now, this is all great under normal circumstances, but little Caroline came a little early. So she's a premature baby. So by the time we get to the cathedral to have the christening, she still was tiny. And we had her all jacked up in this dress. I mean, you couldn't see her. You couldn't find her. So I'm up front and I'm presenting her to the priest. And the priest is looking at me and he's getting ready and I go, oh, just one moment. So I take the bonnet off and I pull out a wreath of fresh baby stuff to put on her head. And he gets around and goes, oh, just a moment. And then I pull out a custom cross with her monogram and the date on we had to put on her so she get custom. And he goes, okay, and I go, one more thing. So I had a baptismal dipper in sterling with her monogram on it. So I said, oh, you just ain't gonna dip your hand up in the water here, buddy. So we just did. Oh my God, it was the biggest jacked up mess you've ever seen. And everybody, there were only 3 others, but they're standing there looking at us because it took us like 20 minutes just to get her ready for it once we got her ready. And she's this big. So nobody could see the baby with this dress flown over her. So we're thinking we're good. So the next baby comes, full term. It's like a damn bulldozer. I mean, this baby is huge. So we were almost we had to get the christening moved up, or other than that, or put a gusset in the gown because she couldn't we'd have to leave it unbuttoned. And this is a big baby. She's still little. So we get skinny and then the sturdy baby coming. We're used to this little tiny one. So that's usually how we roll. When Lori and I do something, it usually starts out very simple and plain, but then by the end of it, we've got it so crazy, we don't even know what we're doing. So trends about weddings, they're changing drastically. Before, a wedding gown would at least stand the test of time for a couple years, right? Not now. I mean, we go to bridal market, the couture bridal market in New York twice a year. We go in April and then again in October. And so we have designers from Milan and Paris and all over the world come in to show their gowns, and they put them on runway and we go, we'll take this, we'll take that. What we are finding now that the trends are changing before we get to October market if we're in April. So that's how quick brides are deciding and changing their view on a gown. So what do you think is still the #1 part of a wedding dress that still holds the same? What do you think?
White color.
Any idea?
Color. Sweetheart.
Yeah, sweetheart neckline. No matter what style dress you're wearing, everyone wants a sweetheart. It's still the most popular neckline. Mermaids are popular, but we're watching those fade a little bit. Now remember, this is in the South. It's on the East Coast, so what I'm explaining to you are trends we're seeing coming over from Europe. They do not necessarily mean this is what you need to wear or this is what you should wear. I'm just telling you what we are seeing coming down the pipe. And that is sweetheart neckline, natural waist, coverage, sleeves, organza tops with lace appliques around the neck. So it looks like it's strapless, but it's not. Coverage is huge. Buttons on the gowns are back. Everybody wants buttons on their dresses, and sashes. So something to tie at the waist, and big bows on the back, like over-exaggerated bows. Column dresses, which mean they pretty much go straight down. There's not a lot of movement in it. If it is a full dress, it's not a huge ball gown. It's full, a lot of movement, but not necessarily puffed out. There goes my Gone with the Wind look, which, I'm from the South, I like it. And we're also finding bling is fading away. Girls all of a sudden are coming in for these very plain dresses. Lace is still leading the pack with that, but girls are wanting less ornamentation on their gowns, sashes, buttons, and bows. So that's what we're seeing. Fuller skirts, no petticoat, or very column dresses. Does that seem to be what y'all are thinking? How many brides do we have in the audience? Yay, congratulations. How many grooms do we have? 2 brave men, aren't they? Just 2, right? I'm not seeing one there? All right, so I'm going to open the floor for just a little bit in between all this as I keep running my mouth. Are there any questions? Oh, this is good. A dress shape for busty brides. Now, okay, when it comes to bust lines, it is absolutely one of the most important fits you can get. You want to make sure when you're looking in that mirror to turn sideways, you want your bust cups to come out. White dresses tend to flatten you. Probably not you, but most brides. But yesterday we had a bride that was a double F? Who knew, right? She had the smallest waist, but then again, nothing grows in the shade. So there's that, right? And the whole time, she kept doing this. So no matter what we put her on. But you know what? The biggest and the best bit of information is usually find a dress manufacturer when you're looking. How many overly busty brides do we have? Okay, so I'm talking to a few. So when you're trying them on, make sure that they set up high under your arm here, which means you have to have a higher back. The higher the back in a gown, the more support you're going to get. And when it sets up high under your arm and comes down that way, when it's here, when you raise your arm should the gown be strapless, you won't have a little bit of hangover, if you know what I mean. So you want to keep that. Plus, the higher the back and under the arm, the better the fit on the trunk. I mean, it will narrow you down with that. But to this, and for all that are a little busty, look at a manufacturer that opens the bust cup. Because traditionally when they do that in a designer, when they open the cup, the neckline comes up a half an inch. So you get a little more coverage, and also you get to set down in your dress. So your waist will still fit the same, you'll still need alterations, but at least it's better than buying a dress 2 sizes too big to accommodate your bust and whittling it down. This way your bust will set into it, and then they can take it into where it fits. Does that help a little? Yeah. Where you it doesn't also hurt if you are wanting a long train on your gown, if that should be, to put straps sewn on your gown, tuck them inside the dress, go down the aisle with it strapless if that's the look you're looking for. And then when you're dancing or when you are at the reception and your gown is bustled, the weight of the dress, you're adding more weight to it to pull down, to have those straps so you can pull out later at a later, just to help you support the gown a little later on, especially if you are a great dancer. Actually, it doesn't matter. I've never seen a great dancer in a bar, but that's another story. But anyway, right. So the question is, we call those encore brides, or she's saying I'm a mature bride, she's been married, didn't get the big white dress. This gives you an opportunity, as it should for all brides, to wear the dress you love. So I always think, depending upon, and this is something to that point, people tell me all the time, the dress sets the tone for the wedding. That's not the case. Do you know what sets the pace for your wedding?
Bride and groom.
The venue. Where are you getting married? Because you want to buy a dress that goes to that venue. If you're marrying in a cathedral, what do you expect? Long trains, the veils, all of that. If you're marrying on the beach, what do you expect? Soft, flowy, organza, chiffons, tulle. If you're marrying in the mountains, maybe lace, the barns, or the fields. So think about where you're getting married, and does it look right in that venue? Because when they open those doors, or when they start playing the Volant Trumpeter, my favorite, think about them seeing you coming down the aisle. Does that dress look like it belongs where you are? So just kind of keep that in mind. So my advice to that, color is very big right now for first, second time, third time marriage. I would find a dress that just suits your figure. You seem to be relatively tall, so I don't think you're going to have a problem with that. Something maybe off the shoulder coverage is big right now, so that's a great opportunity to bring that in as well. Did that help any? Okay. Mother of the bride, what color for the bride? Mother of the bride. Okay, so this is very important, mother of bride, mother of groom. Traditionally, the mother of the bride picks her dress, and then the mother of the groom picks hers. So you get first dibs on it. Yeah, so it's up to you to decide, are you going to wear long or short? Because that kind of dictates to that. I tell women to buy a dress the color that people see on you and say, you look incredible. Think back, were you in turquoise? Were you in hunter green? Depending upon the season too, but be mindful of taupes and beiges because they wash you out, they pull you out. So if you're going to wear that, and that's true for your wedding party, intensify the flowers and the lipstick and the makeup. But blues, I'd stay away from reds because they tend to make us redder if you get nervous or if you start crying when your beautiful daughter goes down the aisle. So find a color that looks good with you because you're only going to be photographed with the wedding party that one shot. The rest of the time you're on your own explaining how wonderful your daughter was through this whole process, and she's never given you a day of trouble her entire 22 years. Yeah, try to do that with us. Scattered stones, nothing concentrated. Beaded tops, full bottoms, not so much. They want it a little more quieter. They want the dresses to move easier. That boho look is still very popular with the wreaths of flowers in the hair. And you're seeing that in tablescapes as you see a lot of greeneries coming into the bouquets more so than flowers. So the flowers are going east to west, the bouquets are going across.